Thanks, Chip. Let me just say, Texas is ground zero, but it impacts every state. I want to thank the non-Texans for standing with Texas here. Ronald Reagan once said, a country with no borders is no country at all. We don't have a border. This man on day one rescinded all the policies of the prior administration. They finally got it secure. That is, remain in Mexico, migrant protection protocols, building the wall. All these things led to a more secure border. He could change that tomorrow without any legislation coming out of the Senate, but he chooses not to do so. I went down to the border recently in Monica de la Cruz in her district, and with Tony Gonzalez and with Monica de la Cruz, and I've been down there so many times. I was Deputy Attorney General for Criminal Justice. State of Texas, I was the Chief of Counterterrorism, State of Texas, and then I was Chairman of Homeland before Foreign Affairs. I've seen this movie for 25 years. This is the worst movie I've ever seen. When you go down to the detention spaces, it's a human tragedy unfolding. And they're overcrowded, and they are overloaded, and they are dumping them into the United States of America. Why? Because they're being processed in the United States rather than outside the United States. It's really that simple. And they get released, catch and release. 8 million encounters. What are we going to do with them? With no legal status, criminal enterprise in the United States, MS-13, sex trafficking organizations. Then we have 300 on the terror watch list. When I was chair of Homeland, that's a staggering number. The FBI director said that's a big red flag. And that's just who we know about. Finally, 200,000 deaths due to fentanyl poisoning. My children have been to funerals. One just last Christmas Eve. A friend took fentanyl by accident, thought it was Xanax. Christmas morning, the family tried to wake him up. He was dead. This is the real human life tragedy of the Biden administration's policies. We will begin our articles of impeachment tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on the Homeland Security Committee, and we will prevail because nobody deserves it more than this man. I call him the architect of destruction and chaos. He has created this crisis, and he knows better. He's smarter. He knows what he's done, and he needs to pay for his sins. So with that, let me introduce another great Texan, Mr. Roger Williams.